Starting with that breaking news in Washington, the Secret Service says there was an officer-involved shooting just steps from the Washington Monument. Want to show you the map here. So this is the corner of Independence and 15th Street. So it's not super close to the White House, but it's not super far from it. It's right off the National Mall there. And I want to show you what the scene looked like in the last couple of minutes. D.C. police, looks fairly quiet at the moment, but they still want people to avoid the area. They've closed it all off. And this did have an impact to the White House. The Secret Service ended up evacuating the North Lawn. Our Monica Alba was there when it happened. Mon, tell us more because, you know, it's not unheard of, but it's not very common at all that they'd shut down the North Lawn like that.
Yeah, I have to tell you, Hallie, a handful of times I have experienced that, but typically the Secret Service agents, when they're notifying you that you need to move from this very camera position into the West Wing, they sort of tell you with a firmness, but not a sense of urgency like the one that we saw today, where certain agents did have some long guns drawn and were ushering us in, almost encouraging us to run inside. And of course, we didn't know why at the time, but we are learning more information. And Hallie, I just got a message alerting me that the Secret Service just put out a little bit more information. There are a couple of details we know, but they are just sharing publicly that this incident, which you're seeing there on your screen at 15th Street and Independence Avenue, so closer to the Washington Monument than here to the White House, that this incident, quote, resulted from a confrontation between an armed individual and Secret Service police. So these are the kinds of agents who you would see around some of these very significant landmarks here in Washington, certainly here at the White House and beyond that. And what we know is that at least one person has been transported to a local hospital. It is unclear in what condition they are in. And again, it's unclear, Hallie, how these shots were fired, who initiated the shots, how was this person hit, what was this person doing? All of that is still unknown. But what we do know is that that area that you are showing on your screen has been locked down for blocks and a significant amount in each direction as this investigation begins to unfold. Again, so to set the scene here at the White House where we are, President Trump was about to start an event, remarks at a small business-focused gathering in the East Room, and that had already been a little bit delayed before this incident took place, and we were waiting for him to come out and speak when this happened, when then they moved us inside to the West Wing. And about 5 minutes or so after that, the president did enter the East Room and began his event without anything and certainly making no mention of that shooting as we were just learning about it in real time. Hallie.
That's right. No impact to the president, to the interior of the White House there. It was sort of business as usual, as you note, as the Secret Service says that one individual was shot by law enforcement. Monica Alba, come back when you learn more. I know you will. Thank you very much. Appreciate you being with us tonight.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.